Hello traders and welcome to tradingwithbill.com. I'm Bill. We're in Thailand and we're going to talk about Forex. Traders, great to be with you. It is January 24th, 2018. The month is flying by. We're almost to the end. 1 week to go as of today. And the month will be over going into February. All right, markets are moving a little bit better than they were a week ago, so things are happening. Yesterday, I didn't take any live trades, but I was watching, and there just wasn't anything substantial to look at. Nothing to do. I did 2 demos, and they didn't work. Came up to levels that just I knew were not going to hold. That's why I stayed out. Anyhow, let's look at today. Hopefully today will be a little bit better. So let's look at S&P futures is positive 0.05%. NASDAQ futures positive 0.3%. Small cap 2000 0.33% in the green. S&P 500 VIX is positive 0.63%. The DAX is up 0.71%. Wow, they're like on a 6-day run of a bullish move on the DAX. So if you're trading the DAX, just be careful now. We're expecting at some point this is going to make a pullback here. So just be careful as we trade the DAX. U.S. dollar index is flat across the board, and it is a disaster. It is at 89.98. No wonder we have no dollar pairs that are working in favor of the dollar. Let's take a look at our oil and stuff and a little bit of gold. Gold is down at $1,339.10. And crude oil, WTI is at 64.47. Brent oil is at 69.87. Still hovering that 70 mark, but I don't expect it to. If it does go above 70, I don't expect it to stay there. I expect it to fall back down again. U.S. coffee is negative 1.23%. Traders, what do we have on the calendar today? Well, we had some data coming out. Exports out of Japan, a bad number, 9.3. They were expecting 10.1. And adjusted trade balance was 0.09 T, which is trillion, and they were expecting 0.27 trillion, another bad number there. Trade balance also bad for December, 359 versus 330. API weekly crude oil stock was bad for the U.S. at 4.755. They were expecting negative 1.600, so that was a bad number there. Moving on into the Asia move here, we don't have anything else in Asia that is worth talking about. However, once we get into the London session, we do have French manufacturing PMI, French services PMI in the London session. As we move down, it's PMI day. Germany's got its services PMI. Euro's got manufacturing PMI, market composite PMI coming out of the Euro. Those are medium news coming out. Average earning index out of the Great British Pound, that's a high news event. Also, climate count change is coming out. We have unemployment rate coming out today. Going into the U.S. session, so it's pretty good steady day today in data. Manufacturing PMI, market composite PMI, existing home sales, services PMI, and the big one is existing home sales for December, and crude oil inventories comes out on a Wednesday, and it will be out today. Also, medium impact is crushing crude oil inventories also today. Okay, that's what's going on. Let's take a look at the charts. There we go. Got some charts for you. Yeah, this is the one and only dollar index. Oh, it's up now. It's up at 90.09. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. Okay, that's enough of the dollar index. Let's move on. Let's take a look at EURAUD. Let's look at the Euro Aussie today. Really interesting stuff. I like what I'm seeing here. There's a couple, I'm seeing some weakness. It's hit this level here at this 53.90 level. As long as we don't get above 54 and hold, I think we have a good selling opportunity here at 53.70. I think we have a good selling opportunity here. Something I want to keep an eye on as we go through the day. So, if we get to this 53.70 area, maybe we can sell there. The other option is, of course, at that 5400 area. I don't have a problem selling there either, right? We get to 5490 or somewhere in there, we could sell there, and we're not going to run into problems until we get down here at this 5330 area. You know, we might get into some problems there. So you can see we have 2 entries to sell it, and we have an entry to take our profit. Like I said, if it breaks above 54, you know, then we have an issue, and we're just gonna have to watch for that. And if I get this to work, there we go. Right, so we have highs over here. So, you know, we'll just keep an eye on these highs. That's it, 54.10. Right, so that's the high left of the chart. So, you know, that's another opportunity where if it breaks at, you know, our 54 level, you know, if it gets above 54.10, my friends, just wait, right? Then you got to wait for an entry. And that means either it comes back down, you know, now with support, now you can sell to the upside, or if you're trying to sell it, you just have to wait for bearish candlestick formation and try to get it down and look for the next high, which I would think would be 54.20, 54.50. Those would be my next 2 areas that I would watch for. That is on the Euro Aussie. Let's take a look at the Great British Pound, US dollar. A lot coming out about Brexit lately. We had this little move yesterday to the downside. Not a lot here. Yeah, I don't see anything. You know, really, we're actually above the 1.40 level. So you know, and there's a really good chance, probably 7 out of 10 chance, that this is going to continue for higher. But I would look for this 38.90 to sell it, because my bias is bearish on the pound. Why are these pairs moving to the upside? It's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar. The dollar's at 90. You know, the dollar needs to be at 95, 96. You know, as long as we're bubbling around with this dollar down at 98 and 90, you know, it's just not going to do anything, my friends. It's just not going to happen. And you can see that the countries on their own, in other words, the UK, you know, isn't holding its own to make this pair move one way or another. And because it's all about the dollar. And, you know, the UK doesn't have numbers that's coming out that's really marvelous. They had a little bit of good data yesterday, but nothing big. But they can't sustain it because, again, it's the dollar. You know, what can we say? Let's take a look at the euro yen. Here's the euro yen. We're at levels here. You know, in this situation, to me, this just looks like we just need to bring this up here, and we just need to fib this, right? If we're going to look for an entry, we just need to fib this. And, you know, you want to take it from this high, bring it down 2 to the right, 2 to the left, right? There you go. And we want to sell it. So I want to sell it at the 78.6 Fibonacci level. So we're looking at here to take this to the downside. And that would be at 155.99. I'm sorry, 135.99. 150. Bill, where'd you get that from? So if it pulls back to this 135.99, 135.90, you know, look to take this to the downside. Now, there's a good chance it's going to get it back up to this 136.20 area, or this 126.30 area, which is the high left of the chart. And we're talking about here. Alrighty. So being that it was rejected at this level before, we can see, well, if it goes back up to that level again, maybe it'll get rejected again. We have a possible sell entry. But again, my bias is to the downside. And, you know, the yen came out yesterday with news that they're basically not going to change anything. They're going to keep their policies the way they are. They're not making any big moves. So we don't expect any changes in the yen. They're not doing no interventions. They're not changing anything as of yesterday. So we're just going to keep the yen as it is, and, you know, I'll see what happens here. But there's some opportunities to sell here. You don't want to be selling now, my friends. Now is not the time to be selling the euro yen, right? You're coming back into support. You know, you're like at the bottom of the ocean, right? You got to come back up a little bit here. We want to get back up to these arrows, 136.90 or 136.30. These areas, then we'll look to take it to the downside. Traders, thank you so much for being with me on this Wednesday, and I promise you I'll see you tomorrow morning in Asia. Traders, always remember to trade smart, not hard, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.